Okay, so we are back to talk about Tell Me Lies, episode 6 in season 3. There are 2 episodes left of this season. I'm seeing a lot of people are having the same conversation about how is this going to get wrapped up in 2 episodes. But
It's not.
yeah, well, I guess we'll see. But let's talk about episode 6. It is Valentine's Day at Baird College. Definitely an interesting day to pinpoint with these characters being like the worst at romance and love. So we see Pippa and Wrigley, they are still faking it with this relationship.
That's what I was saying because I felt like the scene they were just in the bed. My note is, do they even like each other? Like, I feel like sometimes relationships, you can be better as friends. You don't have to cross over into the romantic relationship all the time. And that
Yeah.
probably was okay originally, but now it's like, okay, guys, just wrap it up. Be with who you want to be with. Wrigley, I'm sorry, who you want to be with is not available. However, you won't have to feel like you're cheating or doing anything, Pippa, because you just can break it off. It's like such thing as breaking up.
Yeah. I just think it's so much, I guess, shared trauma between them, maybe, where they feel
Yeah.
like they need to stay together for the sake of that. But like you said, we can break up. We can be friends.
And I can
There's
still be there.
nothing wrong with that. Exactly. I can still be consider one of your best friends and we can move forward with that because the second Pippa is leaving Wrigley's bed, she has coffee in her hand to go see her real boyfriend, girlfriend, which
Right, right,
is
right,
Diana. And it's like, yes, obviously you can just see how she perks up around her.
right.
She's happier to be like it's just like the conversation is like more not forced as it is with her and
Yep.
Wrigley.
Like, where's
So
Wrigley?
it's just like
Coffee, tea, coffee or tea.
exactly. It is Valentine's Day, but she's just like, all right, look, I'll see you later for again another themed party. They should just really
I think
I
it
mean, I
should
guess
just be
it's just
called
the
Tell
running
Me
joke.
Lies themed party
Addition, yes,
edition. Yeah.
something because it's like Lord knows it's like that's like the main thing that these kids always go to. But we see who those nudes that of course Steven
Oh,
sending to somebody.
that's
We saw where
horrible.
those were going. So he sent
Horrible.
those pictures to her dad.
Mm.
So for me, I'm thinking like, okay, he's definitely trying to cause a rift in their relationship because when she was saying, "Oh, my dad's good, we're fine," like he's like, okay, how can I kind of throw some salt in that game? So he sends the news to her dad from an anonymous account. Her mom calls her this morning, freaking out, like, "Your dad, did you see these emails that was sent to your dad?"
That kind of
And
irked me because it's
it
like,
is
Mom,
urgent.
okay, you calling me about this. And then you're like, well, I don't really want to get into it now. But then why did you call me? Just to tell me? Like, I want to talk about it. Like, I want to get through whatever
Or
this is.
even that, if my daughter got some nudes sent, I will be like, "Who did this?"
Right.
Because obviously, so you didn't send it to your dad,
Right. And she's
or
shaming her for like, why would you even take pictures like this? It's like, okay, we're past that now. How do
yeah.
we deal with it?
So she's asking the wrong questions. You having the wrong attitude about this. It's just like, who do we need to attack, or where is our
Exactly.
revenge being pointed at?
Yeah,
Because somebody sent this to your dad. So, like
exactly.
you said, that was a little irking because it's just like, look, I'm expecting my family of all people to have my back. So I think Diana was probably just like a little bit embarrassed, a little bit flustered. Pippa
Absolutely.
was there when she had that conversation with her mom. So she's kind of like, oh, I just need some space to myself. Like, do you mind rolling out? So that was just kind of like a pin in that situation. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they was having a conversation like, oh no, we need to do something because Diana was like, okay, this Steven did this.
Right.
And she's just like, well, what's the plan of attack? As what her mom should have said.
Exactly.
Um, but she's just like, no, we need to leave him alone. Do not add fuel to the fire. Like Diana is really over the situation. If she could graduate yesterday,
Yeah.
she would have been happy. Like she's like, look, I'm done here. I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not giving him anything to obviously she said and even for her to even be saying like I said something that I shouldn't have said to him, like I pissed him off, like she knew like why this was a
Mm-hmm.
retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad too that I'm like, I
Exactly.
know what I did, even though you didn't do anything.
Right.
It's just like I knew what happened to tick him off to do something like this. So it's just like Steven, when is he gonna let up? Because he doesn't let up this episode either. And it's like, why would he?
I, God, he's just really traumatizing me now. Like, because I feel bad for these characters that he's just sabotaging. It's like it just feels so overwhelming because it's like nonstop. Like I don't like the eggshell thing, like walking on eggshells and having
Yeah.
to tiptoe. Like what is that? Because it's sad. It's very sad, and I don't see him being different ever
And
because he
that's
doesn't want to
the
be different.
exactly. I feel like he really does get off on this. Like
Hmm.
this is the fun, the thrill in life for him, which is like Steven, get a hobby,
Right.
dog.
This is the
Um,
hobby. This is it.
I guess so. But I think this another plot that was kind of, brought up and that caused a bunch of confrontation throughout this episode was Bree and her mom. So
Hmm.
Bree has this upcoming photo exhibit. I feel like that's going to be another party type situation where it's going to be more drama. But Bree is really excited because she got this phone call from her mom saying like, "Yes, I moved some shifts around and
Right.
I'm going to be able to come." So I feel like for me, not knowing, I just, sort of mending this relationship with my mom. I would have kept that quiet until the actual exhibit, so she's actually there to be like, "Hey guys, here's my
Yeah.
mom," before saying, "Guys, my mom's coming, and yeah, this
Yeah,
is what's
but
happening."
that's the
And
little girl in her that wants that so bad. So it's
yeah,
like she wants to see the good in that it's going to happen. But again, like you said, in reality, we don't know if that's going to happen. And I
hmm
think that's where Evan was going with it because I was a little irked with his reaction to it. It's like, you didn't tell me. Why didn't you tell me? And then we need to make sure that, she just came back in your life. She wasn't. It's like, all right, all of that is true. But
hmm
she's still excited about it. Okay. What you can do for her is kind of like what you just said. Well, let's not get too excited. Let's just kind of
yeah,
scale it back or whatever. But I am excited for you. I'm glad you reached out. But I think I'm tired of
me.
managing other people's emotions. Yes. It's like I have to manage my own emotions. Why can't everyone do the same thing? Like, I don't want to have to manage myself and you too. So it was given him, but not really taking into consideration how she might be excited. Like, I'm
hmm
excited. I really was going to tell you, but we didn't get around to it.
And like you said, like for Evan and Bree to have this like intense conversation about like why didn't you include me in your situation, your
Hmm.
this conversation? We're together
Right.
because all this kind of stuff comes out at they went to an anti-Valentine's Day party, which is like more doom and gloom versus
Mm-hmm.
like a romantic situation. But all of this is coming to head at this party because I forget if it was either Alex who said something first, like, "Hey, I heard your mom's coming." That's exciting. And then Evan is like, "What? You talking to
Mm-hmm.
your mom?" So I feel like he was kind of blindsided because he was like, "I didn't even know you were talking to her. Like, how all these other people know what's going on except for me," which I can get that. Like, if we're in
Yeah.
a relationship, those are some of the intimate things that we should be
Yeah.
discussing.
Like, how does this drug dealer know before me or whoever said it? It's
Well,
just
that was
a
her. Yeah, I get it was if it is okay. That was my foster brother. He was
foster
kind of
brother.
he knows it too. But if like everybody knew, like Lucy, Pippa,
Wrigley
Wrigley
knew.
was there. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
there when you reconnected. So I feel like I can understand how he is feeling left out of a situation. But again, like I feel like either Lucy or Pippa said like, oh no, they was talking about a Valentine's Day gift. It's just like, look, y'all just got back together. We are reestablishing the dynamics of our relationship.
Right.
So you need to slowly roll, troll, and just be ready for any information I want to give you. And like she said, I was going to talk to you about this.
Right.
We were going to have this conversation, but now that it's coming out in this way that I didn't plan for it, you're feeling some type of way like I was holding information back from you.
And she did say, I want to talk to you about something later. Like, if he
Yeah,
would have thought back, or if that was written in that I said, I wanted to talk to you, this was what it was about, maybe he wouldn't
yeah.
have flew off the handle.
But this is a drama, so they need to bring the drama. And this party again was just insane because a lot of stuff was happening here. Steven brings in Maria. I'm sorry, I don't even know what this Tegan. Her name is Tegan on here. But Steven comes in with his new girl that he's dating. And obviously, Steven didn't told her whatever about his friend group. Probably was like, "Oh my
Hmm.
God, my friends love me. They're excited to meet you." It's just like he who knows what
Such a
lies,
liar, I
yeah, what
know.
lies he's feeding her about their friend dynamic. But Tegan is all, excited, like, "Okay, this guy brought me to a party. He's introducing me to his friends. Hey guys, let's play a game." And it's like,
No,
And I
girl.
think, yeah, and Pippa said, she was like, we do not do well with games. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Do not play games with these people.
Hmm.
I feel like they're all frenemies. Like, they're not even really
Yeah,
friends for real.
that's what I'm
Like, all,
saying.
all of y'all are frenemies.
Oh.
And it's like, this is just not the right group to play games with. But the game, first I was confused about the game rules.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's called Paranoia. And from my understanding, like they wrote down questions to go into a bowl. So you pick whatever question,
Mm-hmm.
the person reads it, and they say, and they're thinking like, okay, who this person would apply to, and they whisper it to that person, or it's like they see
But
the
did they
question.
whisper it to the person or do they whisper it to a person? And
I
then the
think,
person has to answer it.
okay, so I think is they have the question, they read it to a random person they select.
Mm-hmm.
The person who got it whispered to, they know the question. And then they would say, oh, it's Pippa.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Pippa wants to know the question, she has to take the shot. And then it's like, okay, I said Pippa. It's like, okay, the question was who's most likely to go blind? And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So that was the thing. And the questions is like, who will put these questions in here?
Yeah, who wrote these questions? Like, that's the thing. We all don't even know how to play games because y'all writing questions like who's most
That's
likely to kill
too
herself.
personal.
Who would write that? I would never write
Yes.
that
Why
in
would
any
that be a
question.
question to put in the
Go to
bowl?
jail? Yeah. Steven,
Yeah.
you my boy.
It's
But
like keep it
something
keep it
like
funny,
that.
keep it cute. It's just like, and I think they were like, who's most likely to cheat? Who's most likely to hate themselves? It's just like,
And I'm
what the
like, did
fuck are you
Steven write all these questions? Because it's like,
exactly?
it's
It's
given
like,
what?
did he write them all and then like secretly, put them in like a stuffed ballot or something? Because it's like, who will write these questions? Why is this supposed to be a fun game? Because why would I write such serious questions
Yeah, that was weird.
for the bowl? But yeah, it was just it got too intense. And then, like you said, when they brought up the suicide question. Bree's like, oh, Wrigley. And it's kind of like, okay, that's definitely in bad taste, given, even though his brother
Hmm.
didn't kill himself. It's like, okay, his brother just
But you understand, yeah,
died.
what's going on with him and how he's really taking the blame. Like, he's at fault. He feels at fault. And like
Exactly.
we talked about earlier, where his parents feel like he's at fault.
And
So
I feel like you're the only one that he kind of had that conversation with. I don't
exactly,
think he's had that conversation with anybody else.
exactly.
So it's just like, this is already like a touchy subject. So, but I think Bree was just like, no, the joke he made, because he did make a joke about suicide in their photography class. So
Yeah,
she's
but
thinking
you
like,
wouldn't
oh.
even, girl. But still,
He's like, like our inside joke. So he's like pissed. Game's over
mm-hmm,
because now it
mm-hmm.
went too far. But then Wrigley and Brie, I was like, look at them having a lover spat because he's like, why are you like basically
Talking to
like
me,
why you keep confiding in me?
yeah,
You got this boyfriend who you should be having these conversations with. Like, why do I know all these intimate stuff about you? I mean, as a friend, yeah, you could know stuff like that about your friend, but obviously, I feel like you are projecting, and their feelings are like bubbling up.
right,
So this is just being like more fuel to the fire. Like, look, I like you,
right,
without saying I like you, and it's like basically he's just deflecting. Like, look, don't be talking to me about this stuff if I'm not gonna be your boyfriend.
exactly. That's what it comes down
So
to.
that's
Exactly.
the subtext of that conversation.
Yep.
But Alex comes to the part, your boy Alex,
My
and
boy Alex.
you know what, Alex? I apologize to your character because I was feeling a little weary about him. I didn't
Mhm.
know what his deal was. I felt like you were definitely moving creepily. Like I didn't know what was going on there. But he obviously had some trauma too. And he was in the
Does.
bad foster home with Bree. So
Hmm.
of course they would have had a similar, maybe not so similar situation after I feel like what happened later on in the episode. A big thing this episode was, I think, was this moment between Lucy and Alex. And at the party, Steven is, I think, just antagonizing like he likes to do. He go, "Hey,
Ah,
Lucy, get over here, girl."
Lucy.
Yeah. And she's like, "I gotta go over there."
And it's like,
And I
you
think
don't.
Alex was like, "Why?"
Yeah,
Exactly.
you
Just
really
like, "Why are
don't.
you going over there?" She's just like, "I just have to." But okay, he just, I think, just being an antagonizer. This is the stuff that he likes to do. He got that little smug smile on his face.
But one funny part was like, hey, so this is Tegan or whatever. And he's like, your name is, and he's like, Alex. He's like, oh, Alex, yeah, nice. Like, like whatever he did was hilarious because like his face was just like,
Because it's like
yeah,
that's not his,
I don't
yeah, that's
care.
not his, yeah, that's not his
Yeah.
agenda. Like your being here is very irrelevant to what my
And
mastermind
like we
is
said,
happening right now.
I don't want to laugh at Steven because you're really damaging. However, it's just so funny in the
If you
moment.
need any comedic relief from the show, I think it's going to come from him. For me, it comes from him. But later on, Alex and Lucy end up leaving the party, and I'm like, is Max's bar the only bar in town? Maybe it's the only bar that's walking distance to the
I
campus.
mean, it's just messy all around.
Leave
Okay.
Max alone. Why I keep showing? I mean, but then I was thinking he does come back in her life because he was at the wedding later on. So,
Mm-hmm.
however they reconcile their relationship, like Max does come back into the picture. But I'm like, why are y'all leave this poor man alone? So they gonna come into his bar. Lucy is clearly under the
Inebriated.
influence, yeah, of
Yes.
something. And she goes to straight to the bar to talk to him, flirt with him. Alex is like in the back just watching it
I don't
happen.
get
So
that.
I don't know if this is just kind of like, oh, this is like the game, like are we role playing? I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah.
So eventually he's like, all right, he gets her together because she's spilling drinks. It's like, okay, now you're doing too much. I don't know what
She's
you're
like, oh, now you want to help.
yeah, it's like I don't know what you're doing, what game you're playing at, but let's go. So they get back to his place, and cause she's like, "Look, this is what I wanted to do in the first place." She was just like, "Look, let's
Right.
just hook up." They begin to do that, and I think she's playing it to her. I'm sorry, I don't deserve this. I'm a bad
Mm.
person situation. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna feed into it. So he's doing some like choking, and then she's crying, he's crying, saying like, I'm not a bad person. So for me, it's like I thought it was interesting in that Lucy, I don't think is a bad person, but is trying to prove that she is. And
Mm.
then I feel like Alex, something bad must have happened to him where he's trying to justify that
He is a good
I'm a good person and I didn't deserve that bad thing that happened. So he's trying to
right.
convince himself that he's good. But it's like
Oh
he didn't
God.
do anything bad. But he's trying to
Right.
convince himself that I probably did that. Or something I did
Or
was,
maybe something happened to him and he
I think
feels like
so.
a bad person because it happened. And he's like, no, it wasn't my fault, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a good
yeah, basically, yeah. So I feel like something happened because he said, I think either I don't know if it was before or after. It probably was after, where Lucy had mentioned like, "Oh yeah, you were at the bad foster home with
mm-hmm.
Bree or something like that," and he was like, "Oh yeah, well, that was the bad one, and the boys had the worst of it."
Mm-hmm.
So something happened
That's
there.
sad. Yeah.
We don't know exactly what happened. Maybe we'll find out in the next few episodes. But I was like, okay, Alex, I apologize.
I
You're dealing
hope
with
it's
some
nothing
stuff too.
like, and this is reaching, and I guess this is where my mind is going, and I don't know that the show would do this, but I hope it's nothing like he was forced to do something with Brie as his sister,
Mm-hmm.
but because not really his sister, but foster sister. I hope it's nothing like that. I mean, anything that somebody is not properly taking care of a child that you have in this house is horrible. Like anything
Mm-hmm.
that you're not properly caring for kids, children, is horrible. But I just hope it's not that because that is
Yeah.
going to send me over the edge.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like it's very much alluding to some type of child
Assault.
abuse. Yeah,
Yeah, like
it's
some kind of
definitely leaning into that.
essay. I don't want to
And
see
I
it.
feel like the show does touch on, heavy subject matter. So we'll see if it goes that deep. The other, major last two things to really talk about in this episode was again with what everybody has deemed Brigley, Bree and Wrigley, because they're walking home after the party. And again, Wrigley and Bree have another lover spat because Evidence like, look, walk her home because
Yeah,
whatever
that
he
was funny because I'm like, what? What? Oh, yo, I need her to get home. I need you to
Yeah.
walk her home.
He like, I don't
Okay.
even want to deal with whatever is happening with us right now. Wrigley walk her home. And then Wrigley blows up again, like, look, what's going on? Basically reading everybody to you. What is going on with everybody?
Right.
Why is a girl still talking to Steven? Why are you again? He's like, this is what I'm talking about. You're still telling me stuff.
I
So
feel like he is the dad of the
yeah,
group. He's so funny. He's like grew up like in a
exactly.
semester or something.
Well, when life hits you hard, that's the kind of stuff it ages you up. So
Yeah.
I feel like the stuff that's happening with him personally, with his brother and his family is making me see things in
He
a
got a
whole different
haircut.
perspective.
He shed all that stuff.
That okay, they say all the trauma and stuff is in your hair, so he
Yes,
cut that
he
off.
shed all that stuff.
Yeah, and got definitely became a better person.
Yeah.
But Bree ends up I forget, maybe he dropped her off. I don't know, but she ends up at Marianne's house because oh, I think he said to he was like, "You cursing at me when you need to be talking to that older man that you really upset about."
Right.
So she's kind of like,
You're like, you know what?
obviously,
You're right.
exactly taking everything to heart. She runs to Marianne's house like, "Is he here? I need to talk to him." Marianne's sitting there cowering in the corner crying because no, her man is out banging another student. So they have a conversation. Bree's crying her arms because obviously, yeah, Bree, you was holding on to this. You knew it affected you. And like, yeah, like how you said, displaced anger, like you putting your anger on other people or it needs to be on
Mm-hmm.
him. So Marianne's just like, look, sis, I know, basically, I know.
Yeah.
I'm going through it too,
Yeah.
basically. And she tells her, like, you know what, you need to marry somebody who loves you more. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's how I'm in a situation because I loved him a little bit more and now I'm the wife sitting at home. But yeah, they have this little heart to heart. Bree ends up spending the night or passes out because she
Yeah.
wasn't drinking. So who
Ugh.
does she call? Her boyfriend
Her boyfriend,
Wrigley.
Wrigley. Yes.
She
Her
calls him,
boyfriend, Wrigley,
yeah,
who should just be her boyfriend.
exactly. She calls him to, I guess, come get her or to apologize. I don't know. But they end up kissing. It's like, duh, we knew that. I feel like I knew that was going to happen. I didn't know the circumstances of when it was going to happen. But once they started putting the seeds that this
Mm-hmm.
Bree and Wrigley situation was, happening, I was like, they are going to kiss at some point. So where does it go from there? Who knows? Because like, okay, we had this intense kiss, and people say like, heated rivalry has ruined like romance or any type of kissing. Even though you say you hate kissing,
Mm-hmm.
period. I don't. I enjoy a good on-screen kiss, and I just feel like that wasn't it. Like I feel like I liked the chemistry between Wrigley and Bree. Like I feel like I liked them having this closeness.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm seeing like the romantic side of it, I'm like,
I like it.
not believable, not believable. It's just
Yeah.
like it was so cute, just like all y'all friends and y'all confiding in each other, and I liked that, and that was making me
Right.
happy.
That was giving brother sister.
Yeah. Like I
But,
just like I thought it was cute. Just the
right.
way that y'all are like opening up to each other because y'all
Right.
not doing it with anybody else. I feel like I love that side of
And
the
especially
relationship.
because if you can't talk to your boyfriend, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm of the idea that you don't have to tell your spouse everything, right?
Hmm.
But you also don't want to have outside people in your relationship.
And
However,
that know stuff that they don't, I feel
right,
like.
right. But I feel like Wrigley being in the friend circle, you get a pass because
Hmm.
you know Evan and you know me. So you can know things, not necessarily specifically about our relationship, but you know how he is, Evan, and you know how I am. So I feel like I can confide in you because you're like a brother and I can get your side of things
Hmm.
from a male perspective. And I don't feel like you're going to just bullshit me. Like that could never be Steven for anybody. But
Hell
I
no.
feel like Wrigley and Bree could be the brother sister friend type within the friend group.
And
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like that definitely could have worked if they didn't start to develop feelings for each other.
Right.
Because they had the feelings for each other, that's where it's getting murky. The
Yeah, you
feelings are
definitely
getting
can't do
there,
that.
and you're getting
Right.
upset because, like, okay, I don't want you telling Evan nothing ever again because I want
Right.
you to just be mine. But we'll see what happens. They had this kiss, that's how the episode ended, and then we'll
What were
see
they
how that
drinking
picks
though?
up.
Because I feel like for her to pass out, go to sleep with Marianne, and then Lucy going to Stevens, like, where am I at? Or where am I
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
go? Like,
yeah,
what were
yeah. I
they
forgot about that
drinking? Because
too. Yeah,
everybody's
yeah, yeah.
like,
But
what the hell was in
again,
the drink?
I just think it's their young bodies, and maybe they're just like, okay, we're drinking beer or we're drinking fruit punch spiked with vodka or like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because when I used to drink, or maybe allegedly when I used to drink, um, Rum Runner and Bacardi Hurricane in college, that would have me through the moon. And I think like I think like that was what like I don't even know the alcohol content of that now, but it was like those sugary drinks.
Okay, it's the
That's what
baby
I
bodies.
yeah,
They don't
that's what
they can't
I could
handle a
drink.
lot.
I could have 2 cups of that and be like,
Okay.
I don't know
What's
where I
today?
am exactly.
Okay. So that's what it is.
So yeah, it could be something like that, like y'all young, not supposed to be drinking yet anyway.
Because he's like, do you
And
know where you are? Like, do you know?
yeah, I forgot
Jesus.
about that. That was like a strange part, like Lucy absent-mindedly leaving Alex and then going to Steven's apartment.
Yeah.
So
Weird.
Yeah, I think she's just drawn to the chaos, and apparently so are we because we keep tuning in week to week, and we'll be tuned in this week again to see these last few episodes and
Yeah.
see what's going on
Yeah.
with our peeps.